So cholinesterase agents can also be called as parasympatholytics, okay, cholinergic blocking agents, cholinergic antagonists. Okay, anything can be synonymous with cholinesterase agents. So the cholinesterase agents have two main categories. One is solanaceous alkaloids and their analogs, and the second main division is synthetic analogs. Okay, first main category includes solanaceous alkaloids, solanaceous alkaloids.
Sir,
Yeah.
it wasn't visible a minute ago. Now it's visible. Sorry, sir.
Okay, fine. So what is happening? The problem may be there is some delay. There is some delay because I'm using two devices. So the whiteboard is from tab and the meeting is from laptop. So that may sometimes happens and there occurs some lag. Okay, so this had happened earlier also, if you observe. Okay, fine. So let us continue. So cholinesterase agents mainly of two main categories. One is solanaceous alkaloids and its analogs. So what is analog? Derivative. Okay, analog means a derivative or similar thing. Okay. So if you see the examples, first one is atropine sulfate. Atropine sulfate. Second one is hyoscyamine sulfate. Hyoscyamine sulfate. Hyoscyamine sulfate. Second one. Third one is scopolamine hydrobromide. Scopolamine hydrobromide. Then homatropine hydrobromide. Homatropine hydrobromide. And the last example under this category is ipratropium bromide. Ipratropium bromide. So these are the five examples we have under solanaceous alkaloids and its analogs. So atropine sulfate is the model compound or basic compound of this group. Okay, so you have to remember the chemical structure of atropine sulfate, which will have a propane ring. I'll show you the propane ring, how it will look like, and you have to remember the atropine structure and you have to compare the remaining four chemical structures with that of atropine in order to remember. So this is one trick. Okay, then let us see the next main category, that is synthetic analogs. Synthetic analogs, synthetic analogs. It has 5 chemical categories. 5 chemical categories under there under synthetic analogs. First one is amino alcohol esters. Amino alcohol esters. Second one is amino alcohol ethers. Amino alcohol ethers. Third one is amino alcohols. Amino alcohols. Fourth one is amino amides. What is amide bond? NHC double bond O is amide bond, right? Amino amides. And last one is miscellaneous. Miscellaneous means like others. So let us see the examples for each category. So amino alcohol esters has the following examples. First one is cyclopentolate. Cyclopentolate. Clidinium bromide. Clidinium bromide. Dicyclomine hydrochloride. Dicyclomine hydrochloride can also be written as HCl. Okay. Glycopyrrolate. Methanthallin bromide. Methanthallin bromide. And propanthalin bromide. Propanthalin bromide. So all these are examples of amino alcohol esters. Cyclopentolate, clidinium bromide, dicyclomine hydrochloride, glycopyrrolate, methanthallin bromide, propanthalin bromide. Let us see the examples of further classes. So second class is amino alcohol ethers. Amino alcohol ethers. Sorry. Amino alcohol ethers. Example is benztropine mesylate, benztropine mesylate, benztropine mesylate, and orphanadrin citrate, orphanadrin citrate. Mesylate is a salt form like hydrochloride, bromide we saw earlier as salt forms. Here benztropine is mesylate salt form. Orphanadrin is citrate salt form. Okay. And the third category is amino alcohols. So examples, piperidine or piperidine hydrochloride, piperidine hydrochloride, piperidine hydrochloride, procyclidine hydrochloride, procyclidine hydrochloride, tridihexethyl chloride, tridihexethyl chloride. So these are the examples for amino alcohols: bipyridine hydrochloride, procyclidine hydrochloride, and tridihexethyl chloride. Among these three, we need to learn the synthesis for procyclidine hydrochloride. Okay, then the next chemical category is amino amides. Sorry for that. Amino amides. Example, tropicamide, tropicamide, and isopropamide iodide. Okay, and if you see miscellaneous, one drug is there, that is ethopropazine hydrochloride. Ethopropazine, ethopropazine hydrochloride. Okay, these all are the examples for each category under cholineolytic agents. Okay, so remember, cholineolytic agents are mainly divided into solanaceous alkaloids and analogs, first category. Second one is synthetic analogs. Under synthetic analogs, you have five subcategories. One is amino alcohol esters, amino alcohol ethers, amino alcohols, amino amides, and last one is miscellaneous. First one is amino alcohol esters. Second group is amino alcohol ethers. Third group is amino alcohols. Fourth one is amino amides. Fifth one is miscellaneous. So on the board you can see miscellaneous example is ethopropazine hydrochloride. So try to repeat it in your mind as many times as possible to first get the brainwashing of the classification. Whenever you hear the names for the first time, they don't remember for a longer time. So try to repeat them in your mind for n number of times. So ethopropazine hydrochloride, Repeat the name in your mind, which comes under miscellaneous. And tropicamide and isopropamide. Tropicamide, aminoamide. So isopropamide, aminoamide. Okay, see, sounds are similar. Aminoamide, tropicamide, aminoamide, isopropamide. Okay, ethopropazine miscellaneous. So there is no need to remember. So you have to remember ethopropazine comes under miscellaneous. That means other drugs which are not belonging to above four classifications, four categories. Then amino alcohol ethers, benztropine mesylate. Mesylate is a salt form. Orphanadrine citrate. Citrate is the salt. Citrate salt. Okay. Orphanadrine benztropine comes under amino alcohol ethers. Okay. Amino alcohols, bipyridine hydrochloride, procyclidine hydrochloride, tridihexethyl chloride. Bipyridine, procyclidine, tridihexethyl chloride. Okay, all these three are examples for amino alcohols. Then amino alcohol esters, cyclopentolate, clidinium bromide, dicyclomine HCl, glycopyrrolate, methanethylene bromide, propanthelene bromide. Among these things, you need to learn the synthesis for dicyclomine hydrochloride. Dicyclomine hydrochloride. And for solanaceous alkalides, atropine sulfate, hyoscyamine sulfate, scopolamine hydrobromide, homotropium hydrobromide, ipratropium bromide. Out of these five, you need to learn the synthesis for ipratropium bromide. So there are total three syntheses that needs to be learned from these cholineolytic agents. Okay, so I'll repeat the classification once again. Cholineolytic agents are mainly divided into solanaceous alkaloids and its analogs. And the second main division of cholineolytic agents is synthetic analogs. Okay, alkaloids, you can assume that they are coming from our natural source, and synthetic analogs means they are prepared in the synthetic laboratories. And solanaceous alkaloids and its analogs means they may be similar to alkaloids, may be synthetic or naturally derived, but they are similar to the solanaceous alkaloids. Solanaceous is a family of alkaloids. Okay. Then the examples for solanaceous alkaloids is atropine sulfate, hyoscyamine sulfate, scopolamine hydrobromide, homotropine hydrobromide. Then the synthesis, one synthesis from this category that needs to be learned is ipratropium bromide. Then the second main division is synthetic analogs that have further five subdivisions. One is amino alcohol esters, second one is amino alcohol ethers, third one is amino alcohols, fourth one is aminoamides, fifth one is miscellaneous. So if you see the examples for amino alcohol esters, cyclopentolate, clidinium, CLIDINIUM, clidinium bromide, dicyclomine, DICYCLO. Okay, as the handwriting is somewhat not coming legibly, I am uttering it out. Okay, dicyclomine HCl, glycopyrrolate, methanethylene bromide, and propanthelene bromide. Okay, then if you see examples for amino alcohol ethers, benztropine mesylate, orphanadrine citrate. Benztropine mesylate, orphanadrine citrate. Okay, then amino alcohols, bipyridine hydrochloride, procyclidine hydrochloride, tridihexethyl chloride. So out of these three, we need to learn the synthesis for procyclidine hydrochloride. Under amino alcohol esters, we need to learn the synthesis for dicyclomine hydrochloride. Okay, then amino amides. Examples are tropicamide, isopropamide, iodide. Then miscellaneous etho, propazine, hydrochloride. So you have to practice this classification for a number of times till you memorize. Okay. Now let us see the structure of atropine. As you saw the heading for the classification, it is a solanaceous alkylate. That means it is obtained from natural source. So what is the source? Source is Atropa belladonna. Atropa belladonna. Also, there is a second source, that is Datura stramonium. Datura stramonium. Okay, so atropine actually exists along with hyoscyamine. It occurs along with hyoscyamine. So be careful. There is a chance for confusion. Okay, there is a chance for confusion. If you observe, the next drug is scopolamine in the same category. Third example, next drug. First drug is atropine sulfate. Next one is hyoscyamine. Third one is scopolamine. Scopolamine's other name is hyoscine. And you should not get confused between hyoscyamine and hyoscine. And you should have the clarity that hyoscyamine and atropine will occur uh, what we say, they occur in the same source. Okay, so they are actually optical isomers. Atropine and hyoscyamine are optical isomers. Hyoscyamine is one optical isomer and the corresponding other optical isomer is atropine. Okay, so actually what happens, hyoscyamine and atropine both coexist at the same source. Actually, hyoscyamine is optically active. Okay, hyoscyamine is actually optically active. Optically active means it has an ability to rotate plane polarized light. Okay, so it is optically active. So towards which? So towards left. Left means what we can designate? Minus. So this is denoted by small l, LEVO. Okay, LEVO form. Okay, so what happens, it doesn't remain like that as for longer time. So what it does, it racemizes to atropine. Racemization is a stereoisomeric phenomenon. Please do refer to it, what is racemization, and come to me. Racemizes to form atropine. So both the chemical structures will be same, but they differ in their optical activity. Okay, so if this atropine becomes optically, actually it is optically inactive. Atropine is optically inactive. So these drugs are actually anti-muscarinic drugs. They will have anti-muscarinic actions. So these all are the details that needs to be important points that needs to be remembered. Okay, atropine source is Atropobelladonna and Datura stramonium. Two sources are there, and it occurs along with hyoscyamine and atropine. Hyoscyamine actually is an optically active compound, okay, which is levoisomer, which readily racemizes to form atropine. Atropine is optically inactive. Now let us see its chemical structure. Okay, so you have to remember this structure as it is unique one. So you can also write like this. So this is tropane ring. This is tropane ring. So the ring is somewhat different, right? So try to remember it by practicing. Three bonds, NCH3. So if you rotate it, if you rotate the structure like this, okay, will it be not similar if I write this like this? Is it not similar? So it is similar. So it is something like pyrrolidine, right? Pyrrolidine ring is inside, it is forming a part of another ring. That is this one. Okay. If we extend the ring like this is so. This is how you should write the ring. So don't make any mistakes. So this is the tropane ring. This one. Now it will have O, C double bond O, CH, and a phenyl group attached terminally, and it will have CH2OH. So this is the structure of atropine. This is the structure of atropine. The same is the structure of hyoscyamine. Hyoscyamine, but it is a LEVO form. Okay, it is used as antispasmodic. What is antispasmodic? Spasm means what is spasm? Spasm indicates swelling. Okay, inflammatory response. So these can be used as antispasmodic. Try to remember these two names and try. You have to mention that hyoscyamine is a LEVO form of atropine. LEVO form of atropine. Okay, atropine is optically inactive. Optically inactive, and you have to remember the structure of atropine to compare it with others. And you should learn the tropane ring first. Then you have to remember there is, what is this group? Is it not like acetate, which is having alcohol in its subchain and phenyl ring at the other end. So now let us see the structure of scopolamine. One moment. Sorry for that. Scopolamine. Its other name is hyoscine. Hyoscine. Atropin's other form is hyoscyamine. It is hyoscine. Other name is hyoscine. Scopolamine's other name is hyoscine. So you have to remember the difference between hyoscine and hyoscyamine. Hyoscine is scopolamine. Hyoscyamine is a racemic form of atropine, other drug. Okay. So even scopolamine is a levo isomer minus. Okay, optically active. So it will also let us see the structure of scopolamine. Tropane ring is having N-methyl group. Extend and join. This is tropane ring. OC double bond OCH attached to one alcohol group, methanol group, and a phenyl group. This is the structure of atropine itself. So the difference is here you have this one. Okay, oxirane is attached to atropine ring, tropane ring. Okay, let me draw it. Neatly. So this is somewhat better. Okay. So this is scopolamine. Now let us see the structure of homatropine. So in homatropine, just remember it is also similar to that of atropine. So if you remember atropine, N-methyl group, extend it forward and join. Tropane ring, OC double bond O, CH, and a phenyl ring. And here instead of CH2OH, you have only OH. Okay, so here instead of CH2OH in atropine, you have hydroxyl group. That is the only difference between homatropine and atropine. And for scopolamine, you have this oxirane ring attached to fused to tropane ring. Okay. Now let us see the structure of ipratropium bromide. It is also very much similar, only small difference. So write the tropane ring. I'm writing it big. N-methyl. This is tropane ring. O, C double bond O, CH, CH2OH. Okay. This is the structure of atropine. in ipratropium bromide, you will have isopropyl group to this one, this nitrogen. Okay, let me write this CH3 on this side. This NCH3 is there, right? To this, you will have isopropyl group attached. In IPRA, remember that IPR is for isopropyl atropine. Isopropyl atropine, isopropyl group is attached to the amino group inside the tropane ring. The nitrogen inside the tropane ring. So it will attain positive charge. And it is the whole compound is a salt of bromine. So bromide. So this is the structure of ipratropium bromide. So if you remember and practice the atropine structure for n number of times and you remember, and you can easily remember the other four drugs. Is it not? So we'll see the synthesis of ipratropium bromide in the next session. So try to remember these things. Okay, classification and these four, five structures today. So okay, practice for a number of times and try to remember.